I'm leaving now. What I have learned during my time here is not Beaminster. It's not Beamster, it's Bemster. I was supposed to guess that, I'm not sure. Classic English place name, Shibboleth. And I'm going to head up the hill. I feel slightly better after that refreshment stop at the Red Lion. Thank you very much, the Red Lion. Although that may be short-lived. We'll see how I feel in 10 minutes. Well, I think initially at least, heading up that hill there, I think. Let's hope my feet can manage it. They are quite sore, but still got a few hours of daylight, so I just take it very slowly. The tree has a nice view. It's kind of barely hanging on down there. I don't know if you can see the trunk is just touching the ground in a few places, and it's hollowed out, but still green on top. You'll have to excuse the huffing and puffing. It's quite a steep climb. I'm already really tired out. This is Gerard's Hill, up above Beaminster, as we now know it's called. And I thought this might actually be one potential good spot for a wild camp, but it's a bit full of sheep. Sorry, am I pointing at the ground? You know, not that sheep worry me in the same way that a field full of cows would worry me, but I've got a feeling it might be a bit of a noisy night. And yeah, they get a bit upset. We don't want that. However, it does have a nice air to it. It looks a bit like a sort of barrow or something, and it's a really sticky uphill, the sort of hill that when children draw hills, you know, they do a really exaggerated bump. But look, it's got a trig point and everything. I suppose I could plonk this down here, go hands free for a bit. That's straight-ish. Apologies for my dishevelled appearance. I think I'm at about 17 miles now, which is quite a lot for me, especially with this backpack, which I ended up putting all sorts of stuff I didn't really need in. But let's have a look at some more views from Gerard's Hill. That's what it looks like the other side. Get a bit of a view of the sunset there. It's a nice spot, but don't really want to upset the sheep, so I will keep going. Look, the sun. Haven't seen much of that today. I'm still struggling to get through the clouds a bit there, but it's been a stranger today, although still has been pretty hot and humid for most of the day, sun or no sun. So I think the following along the Wessex Ridgeway here, first pass Waddon Hill, which is something like a Roman fort, and beyond there Lewesdon Hill. Just hoping there's not too much up and down between them, but looking at the scenery there, I suspect there is a fair bit. I will see how far I can make it before I collapse. Well, Waddon Hill, the Roman fort, site of the Roman fort, is up there, but there's no public access and can't really see much from here, so never mind. I will head on anyway to the next hill. I assume that's Lewesdon Hill. Looks like a bit of a climb. I have a feeling it's the highest Hill in Dorset. Yay! That's exactly what I need after 18, 19 miles, whatever it's been. Be on a teasel there. They look lovely when they're purple. Used to seeing them kind of all brown and dried out. So far, at least, Stoke Nap, I think this lane is called, that goes up Lewesdon Hill, has been a fairly gentle incline, which is great. Perhaps this is used for, I don't know, farm vehicles or something. Probably get maybe not a tractor, but you could get a quad bike up here, I imagine. There we go, Lewesdon Hill. This looks nice, Lewesdon Hill. I think this was some sort of hill fort as well. Oh, I probably look a mess, sorry. Yeah, it's all open access land, so I'm going to go for a wander on the inside. I find a good path leading in, see what it's like on the inside. Slight downside is of course being wooded. Not such a great place for views unless you come right to the edge here, but I don't know, I'll see what it's like on the inside. Ah, well, that path around the edge of the top bit of Lewesdon Hill is not at the top. There's another good 20 metres, 30 metres climb, so don't get to sit down quite yet. Still, it's pretty. Sun shining through the trees over there. I guess this is the top. There are some lovely views, but you've got to go to these gaps between the trees to see them. I don't know if you can see that view in between those trees over there. Hello! Hello from the top of Lewesdon Hill. Did I get the name right? I have found a spot to sit. Hungry now, so I'm going to make some dinner. The BCB stove there, and not trying anything too effort intensive, just one of these dehydrated meals. One of my old favourites, the macaroni cheese from Summit to Eat. So I have the billy on, seeing if the surrounding heat can perhaps dry out my feet a bit. The grass is really wet here. It has a sort of metal tray underneath, but I think it's going to be pretty safe. I'm obviously watching it like a hawk. Oh, looking forward to taking these socks off. I'm going to try and supplement this with some extra cheese. Let's see how that works out. Got a nice rolling boil there. Okay, so while the Summit to Eat is rehydrating, it's the wine I brought along to accompany it. I always have Vosne-Romanée with Summit to Eat I don't. Anyway, I've lugged this for 19 miles like a complete idiot. Particularly idiotic, because I actually brought with me one of those platypus, you know, plastic bag things you can pour a bottle of wine into, and I would have saved myself 750 grams. The wine weighs as much as the bottle. A glass bottle of wine with the wine in it is about 1.5 kilos, I think. And it means, I don't know, there's just something a bit nicer about having an actual bottle, I think, rather than pouring it out of a plastic bag. I hope it hasn't suffered from 8 or 9 hours in a warm backpack. Is it any good after all that effort? Smells right. Bit of cherry, slightly savoury. Acidity's good. Tannins fine, but All right. Yep, that's pretty nice. Okay, the timer has gone off. The Summit Tweet macaroni cheese. Apologies for terrible camera work here. Let's see how that's turned out with the additional cheese. Consistency looks all right. Additional cheese, a bit lumpy maybe, but that is quite nice. I'll enjoy that with a glass of the Confit Gendre that I'm Vosne-Romanée that I'm very delicately trying to remove from my boot there. Bit of sous bois, but maybe that's because I'm sitting on the floor of a wood.